Hello everybody, welcome to the studio. This is Sharen AK Harris and I'm here with another project, and this time I'm going to be doing some couture. We're going to do a little work up in our journal, and you can always cut these pages out and they're very thick. So these are awesome. This is an awesome journal by Dylusions. Everything will be listed below, so no reason to run around and write it all down. This is a little fall scene, and it uses many techniques, and that's what I really wanted to showcase, was the techniques we can use in this couture line, and also her beautiful borders and stencils. And I think without further ado, we will get going, and I'm going to show you many things. I'm going to show you how to add some extra details to it with the line as well, with her new releases of colors. And we're going to do backgrounds, and some backgrounds I just do lightly, and that way you can journal and just write all your beautiful thoughts. And then we can always come back with elements that we have learned in this tutorial. Let's go through some of the items that I'll be using. I'll be using the Dylusions journal, the small size, but like I said, everything will be listed. I'm going to be using probably the small stencil because I'm working in the smaller journal. But she has a big journal as well, and these big leaves are awesome. They also can be used in with this particular project here and there and cut them out. I'll be using the Couture stencils, and we'll use the man and the lady. And we also will be using the small, I should put it on the black because I've been using it, and the Dylusions Leaf It Out stencil. So I'm going to also use, now her paint, you want to hold them this way and then shake them a lot all the time because there's mica in them, and that's how you get the shimmer. And so this one's Cut Grass, Lemon Twist, and Tangerine Dream. And then with the sprays, we're going to be using Pure Sunshine, Fresh Lime, and for my dark, I'm going to be using Melted Chocolate. Yum, yum, yum. That's one thing about the colors. They're very yummy. Also, we'll be using some of the Dylusions white linen paint, and I use that to lighten up things that I'm going to be working with. And a little bit just in case I need some darks, which I always do. You always need your white and your dark, and this is called Black Marble. Two things I really need all the time are my black marble and my white linen, always, because you can lighten and adjust things. Okay, and then I'm also got my spray bottle, my Ranger spray bottle, a letter pen, a pouncer. I like all my tools at hand. Doesn't mean I'm always going to use them. My Ranger brushes, you're going to need a nice tiny one and they're larger size. And also, it comes in a whole kit, so you've got everything right there. So that's a really good way to get them. And you're going to need scissors and some black paper and your journal. Okay, let's get going and let's have some fun. But I want to make the tag first, and this tag I'll be using will be for the cutout and for cutout trim if I wanted it. And we'll be using Perfect Card adhesive to attach some of our elements. Okay, so first thing I want to do is get my leaves and put that down. And of course, if you're doing this, you want to keep it clean, so use a box. But because of I want you to see everything. So I'm going to show you a couple of tricks I do. I make sure this comes down a little bit off because I like things to come off the page. And I'm just going to take some of the Shimmering Spray Pure Sunshine, which is my yellow golden color, and I'm going to shake it well because all the mica is in there. Get those mica particles all sprayed around. Okay, now I'm going to spritz, and now you can have it just a little, which is really awesome, and I like a little more at the top, and I'll show you why later. And so that's a really nice load right there, but you can go a little further if you want. So what I also like to do is wipe my hands, and as you can see, it gets everywhere. So use a box, but for the sake of time, we're not going to bother. Oops. It does take a minute or so to dry, so don't rush. And now I'm going to take this off carefully and I get the beautiful reveal. I'm going to move this over. And then I'm going to take this over, another card, and then I'm going to flip this over. And then I'm just going to place this down. I want to make sure I get a lot of textures going on there. And place it down. You can use a brayer, which I probably should have used. And I don't care if it gets on some of the other areas, but I'm just looking for some texture and some uniqueness. Something a little different. So I'm really rubbing, so I'm getting whatever is on the other side. Nothing goes to waste this way as well. And I'm just rubbing it. I should use a paper towel maybe. Oops. And just rub it down. And wipe it off my table. Now, if you don't have a craft sheet, you need one of these. Ranger sells those as well, and they're awesome. And look at this beautiful textured area. Actually, I'm going to take this piece. I'm going to get another card. Move that one over because I don't want to waste anything. And just put that on here because I still have more material on it. And see, look how beautiful that is. Nothing goes to waste. I'm big on recycling and nothing going to waste, especially these days. Okay, so this needs to dry a little bit and then we'll work with it. But this is what I got at this point in time. And this is what I used to make him when I traced him around from the stencil we'll be using. So, and then I cut this out just to make a trim. And I'll show you a little bit of that. And then I sent, you know, I just painted this just for the heck of it. So let's move on. I think that came out really pretty. You never know what you're going to get. Now, I noticed that if you leave it on here and let it dry, it's more reflective than if you blot. But sometimes you want it to be a little softer, so don't be afraid. You can come in here and blot it off a little bit. And it'll just be a little less shimmery if it's wet. But this is okay for me. I don't mind it. Maybe I put his head here and the body. That's how I decide where I want things like that. So, okay, so let's put this aside, let it dry. That's what I love about this craft sheet. Not only does it protect your table, you can use it as a palette, and that is amazing to me. Okay, so let's do the background first. I want to show you a couple backgrounds. And this one I sprayed pretty heavy. And this one I took the stencil and used it over there and I started to write. So this is a great journal page and I did layering as well. And I'm going to show you how to do that. This one here, I put him down first and then spritzed on top. So don't be afraid to try backward, forward, and all of that. It's really, and here's when I went a little further with and started journaling. And like I said, and let's see. Oh, this one here, I went back and used more of the stencil of the leaf. And I really love that look. And now I could use that as, you know, florals or whatever I want. The thing about this is the paper is so thick and great. Now this one here, I did a little journaling on the outfit where I wanted things shaded. So in the shading area, rather than just putting little lines for shading, I wrote sayings for fall, like new for fall, the latest Couture, Dylusions Couture series. All of that's written in these little areas. You can write anything. If it's for a card for a birthday, you could write happy birthday, so happy to share this beautiful card or whatever. I'm not a poet, but you get the idea. So I want to do a page background with you so you can just see. You have to shake these all the time. And you can put water down first and get it to drip and all that, but on this technique, I want it to be a little heavier. So I'm just gonna spritz a little of this, and then I want a little dark here and there. But the dark is very dark, so stand back a little bit. And I kind of like it around the edge and where it crosses over into the next page because it joins the page together. And then the other thing is a little of the, I almost used this up already, fresh lime, and I really love this color. You can tell I'm using it up. I'm going to tilt this so I can get my lime on there. There we go. Because there's plenty in there. It's just I use so much. Okay, so there we got that, right? So now what I'm going to do is take the page and fold it over. Take my paper towel and just kind of soften it down. And it's not going to cover everything, but I kind of like that. And look at the beautiful look we got. And then you can also take your brush into some water and then soften the area. So this makes for great journal locations. And I'm just using a wet brush and emulsifying those little areas that were there. I can even come over here, steal a little. So this is a lighter page. You can also, just to let you know, give it a little spritz and just move that around. You can also water the paper and give it a spritz. And then it works almost like a dripping technique and such things as that. You could drip it if you get enough water on here. But because of time, I don't want to spend a lot of time drying it and all that. So we're just going to leave it like this. But look at how beautiful that is. That says fall to me. So if you want more, which I do, I like a little more green. I might put a little bit more there. It's all up to you. I can steal from it and put some of that on the edge, just to kind of make it a little more cohesive. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry and put these aside. But remember, shake, shake, shake. You got to shake all the time. So now I want to do is take the Couture stencil, and I want to get my lady. So I'm going to go to a page that's already dry, that I already created. Now I like this one. I like them all. Which one don't you like? Everybody likes everything. So this one's bright and happy. So maybe I'll use this one. So this is her Couture collection, and I want it to be a fall feeling fashion show. So what I'm going to do is take some of the paints that she's got, and I really like these a lot. They shimmer so much and it really adds a lot, but because I got texture here and I can thin them down, I will get a beautiful look. And I want to show you. You got to shake these up as well because there's mica in these as well. So shake, shake, shake. And get a little drop out. I'm taking my bigger brush and I'm just going to take a little. Now I want to keep in mind, I want a little border. So, and I'm going to find a spot, and I don't mind if she's tilted. That's kind of cool. Maybe find a nice, that's kind of nice there. Oh, that's nice too. So I'm always looking for a spot that looks like it would be great for the dress and maybe a little lighter at the top. Now the color I'm using is fairly transparent. So I'm thinning it out, and just on the edges, now try and hold it tight. I want to make it darker on the edges. So you can go over it, but you see how translucent it is? And I'm just going to go around the edge. If you want it darker, you just go a little heavier and give it another layer. It's all about the layers, right? And I might like her legs a little darker. So I just put a little heavier load. And I mish it around. And then just keep outlining her little dress. I got a little heavy there, doesn't matter, it stays open for quite a while. And open means it stays moist. So you can keep moving it like rouge. You remember Mom's old rouge? That's what they call rouging. There you go. So I just, like I say, I like to do the outline first. And you can come back and forth in each direction to make sure you get it good. You can take a peek. See what you got. That could be dark on her legs. I don't see them that much. So I'll go a little heavier. And I'm just, again, just giving it another layer because I really want it to show up. Okay, and just feather out the middle. Just give it a little soft rouging, just so it's not harsh. And that looks good. Now I'm going to take that off. So now the design ends up being part of the outfit. So you can go back in and start decorating her dress lightly, because I want the top part to be a little bit a lighter shade, and then the bottom I want it, like the feet, I would like them even darker, so I can almost paint this on. That's what's good about the shimmer paint. But the thing is, this dress is going to shimmer and it's going to look so beautiful, and you can reinforce. Okay, I can take some of the yellow, shake, 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 and put that down. And that's what I love about this craft sheet. You just put it on the table and it becomes your palette. But I just like it a little bit light here, but yet because it's translucent, the little leaves show through like a pattern, like on the dress. Kind of cute, huh? And you can go heavier if you want and almost cover it up, but it'll show through a little bit. And I like this part a lot, so I'm just going to soften my edge lines a little bit with this yellow. And I use a dirty brush because this way it blends well and everything is cohesive, and her colors all go together really well, so you can always work in her color range. They all work well. And I'm just going to go a little lighter here. Now I'm going to take the white. Now this is white, but it's not a shimmer paint. It's just a white, but it doesn't matter. It still comes out as shimmers when you mix it with the shimmering colors. So, which is really great because it makes for a new feeling. So we'll just give her a little bustiness here. Maybe have this dress come out a little bit more at the bottom. And you're just giving the impression. You're not looking for a photograph. Maybe I want a little belt. Put a little belt on her. Because I'm using the white, I get that value change that I'm looking for. And make her pop out a little bit. You can also take a paper towel and blot it so it's not too harsh. Because you want to be able to write on this if you wish. And I love doing these little journals. And like I said, you can cut these right out and use them as a card if you had a birthday card or something like that. All right, so now what I want to do is I'm going to put a border on here, and it's done the same way this background is done. So I'm going to show you that. I'm going to get my leaves stencil, and I want to put the little leaf stencil here coming up to her. I want to make sure that this is going up and around because I want to frame her in, and I can always move this and turn it and frame her some more. So. Or you could just do a cluster at the bottom around it. And maybe we'll do that for something different. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to shake up my black marble and put that down, just a drop. And I'm going to get my foam pad. And the way she's got this is it almost fits right in that section. So it really works pretty good. And I don't care if something goes out of the lines, it's fine. But you want to work it into that pad. You don't want it juicy where it's going to go underneath your stencil. And I got a fairly good load. I'm going to do some more. And shake it and smear it. And that looks pretty good. So what I want to do is very lightly come around. And make this pretty little border. I love the way that one comes up. And I like that pointing into her. And this one. And I want that vein of the plant at the bottom really well. But little soft circles does a great job. Okay, so I'm just gonna reinforce that one there. Now, I want you coming up here, so I'm going to make sure that this is a little darker. So I'm going to just do another layer right in here. So that really shows up. Okay, now we're going to do the big reveal. Ta-da! Look how much drama I get on that. That's beautiful. You know what? I think I'm going to do this side too. And I can almost match up that little leaf right there. And I want my leaves to come off the paper, but I want it to join to the other side. So I'm just going to go back in. And of course, it's good if you hold it down. Just soft little swirls. And it can be less and less as it comes off. So it might lighten, which I like that idea because it's more of a vignette-y feel to it, which means it fades. I want to make sure that joint is really noticeable so people see that it crosses over and Just soften that. And I don't mind that this is lighter. I kind of like it. See how it fades to the next part of our story. Basically, I'm making a story. So I'm going to put that aside. And then I'm going to, and that's how I made these other little stencils in the background and for the background of the dress. Now I'd like to take my Letter It pen, and I like to keep cleaning it off as well. And this is all dry now. And so I outline my dress. And I like the Letter It line of pens. It comes in a pack of different colors, and it's nice and thin. I really like it a lot. And I'm not following the lines so much. I won't worry about it. I just kind of jiggle it. I don't like things looking too illustrated. I kind of like I like that artsy look to things. And to do that, the looser you are, the better it is. See how pretty that is? And I'll give her a little belt. And like I said, this is a little couture line. And then I'll write something like, my fall couture. And so that's how I do my shadowing, just using words like fall, gold, autumn, fall, love. And so I just keep going around like that. And then on the little belt, I might just put little lines to give that feeling of design, and wiggling them makes it look a little prettier, maybe a few verticals. Anything that, if I notice things are always looking the same, I try to do something that will be different. We'll do a little love, fall. And if this is a card, you could do people's names. And, you know, fall is here. So that's all it is. You know, you don't have to be a poet, but you get the idea, and look how pretty that looks. It's really cute. And I just try to, in this case, I'll even scribble. You don't have to always put everything words. You can just scribble and get almost the same effect, see? So, you know how I love scribbling, so I need to add a little scribble. Okay, that looks really nice to me. I love it. And when I love it, it's done. Less is oftentimes more. So I also have a hat for her. And so I decided I want to put a hat, but I think I want it on the side. That's kind of interesting. I don't know. She's kind of nice the way she is. Maybe I'll just leave it as it is and just maybe give her a little jagged line around the outside edge. Just scribble. Yeah, we're going to scribble again. Little scribbling. Look how cute that is. It kind of makes her a little beefier in the sense that it's a little designer looking. You can even go swirl it around and bring some around here. Almost like it's part of the vine coming off. I never know what I'm going to do. I just do whatever I feel, and not little vine there. I mean, try just going by the seat of your pants. You're going to find it's so much more fun, and it has a really beautiful effect. The one thing you do want is the little vines and things to kind of point inward rather than outward too much, because it keeps your vision where you want. So I like that a lot. Thinking I want to put some little flowers around. You know, fall foliage feel to it. So I'm just going in with my little brush, and I'm just going to put some little dots. And you can make some bigger flowers, and all they are is little strokes in a circle. Put a dot. If you're having a hard time and you're afraid, just put a dot. Look, I'm going to go right on that line. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they don't have to be perfect. Look, I'm not even trying to be perfect. Show you how you can just keep adding, and just maybe sideways ones where they're just going on the side. And little dots. Now I'm going to take some yellow with that dirty brush and let's do the same thing. And these are, you know, you can just do dots and a little bit of a tickle, because you don't know what it is. But yet in nature, when you're looking at flowers, you're not seeing the whole flower. You're just seeing spots of color, and that's all you need to do. But I know that I want you to look over in this area. That's turning into my center of interest, and I like it, so I want to put a few more little dots of color. Now I'm going to grab some of the cut grass. Shake, shake, shake. Put that down right up here. Now I know that green and red make a rather pretty brown, so I'm going to use that as well. So, but right now I'm going to take the green, and I want to make little leaves near where the little flowers are. And you don't have to be perfect, like I said. This is all about fun and flow. So like I said, this is my most important area. I don't want to get it on the border though. I really like the border pretty clean. But that's me. That doesn't mean you can't do that. It's just everyone's got to do their own art. That's why I like it when people say, well, you can do this, you can do that. But you need to be able to do what you want, and don't be afraid. And let's bring these little green leaves up. And do you see how beautiful this is starting to look? So remember, when you're working, it always kind of looks a little rough until you get towards the end. I like that little one there, just as a little sparkle. Now this one's a little bit bigger. I got a little something in there. Just wipe it out. And I want bigger leaves down in here, because you want things to be different sizes. So some big leaves, they don't have to be perfect. You can always go over them. I'll mix a little of the green with the orange, but not too much orange. It'll really change it. See how it turned into a dark grayish green? And I like that at the bottom, near the lower border. Gives a little drama. I like drama. I like good drama. I don't need the bad drama. But you need just a touch of that orange. It's fire. It'll really take over. And I just want to really load this up to make it feel like it's a nice viney border. Maybe right here would be pretty. Okay, I like that. All right, so now we'll let this dry, maybe a few little pops here and there. You stop when you know you need to stop, and you go when you need to go. Okay, that looks really good. If you want to, you can take some yellow and put them in the centers, and that'll automatically help you get a flower. Do you see how that pop just automatically makes a flower with just a center? Everybody says, oh, okay, that's a flower. Well, if you want to, you can take some white into that dirty brush and just put a little pop of light here and there by her. So what does that do? It brings you right up into her area and gets you a little more focal point. All right. So now I'm going to let this one dry and get ready to work on him. So let's move this aside. Okay, so I have these two beautiful sheets that we made, and I'm going to use this one for a border like I did here. I made a border, and then I cut him out of that abstract area that we made. I also did a print of him in the background, just like, is this to help make a story? It's like, who is she? You know, I need to go check this girl out. You know, make a little story. Think about it. So anyway, we're going to put that aside while that dries, and we're going to work on our guy. So I'm going to take my man stencil, and this is called Man About Town. So I'm going to take him, and I'm going to put the stencil down and see how I like it. And I think I like it a little light on the, right in that area is pretty. It's a little bright right there in the shoulder to help really pronounce the shoulder out. I really like that. And that's kind of a nice neck right there. See how that's little lit up? Now, you know, just to show you, you don't have to do that. You could go even a little more subdued and make him quite the man. You can make him very subdued, or it's just kind of like he's hidden in the background. So anyway, I like the other one with the light on the top, and it really brings my attention there, and I really think I like that. So that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to take one of my Letter It orange pens, and it's just enough so I can see to cut them out. So basically just draw it around, because the black is so dark, you really need something to show it up. And so I'm just tracing around, but I can see the design. Let me see if you can see it. You can see the design a little bit. It's hard, but you can see the line right there. And there's a line there. So you can see it. You got to keep tilting it. If you can't see it well, you can, like I said, you can use a white pen, but this is good enough for me. And now I just take my scissors and I look for my lines and I start cutting. So I'm just gonna cut them out. And like I said, I don't care if it's exact. I just want that basic idea of what he is. And I see that turn. So now he's done. And look how couture that looks. It looks very, very chic, which is what I'm looking for in this particular page of my journal. So I'm going to put that aside. And then I want a beautiful border. And I like this top. This is why I brought it down so you could see. And look at the texture you get with this when you spritz. Look at all the little textures you get. And look how shiny that is, because I left it heavy. I really like that look. So what I'm going to do is cut out a border and even part of this border and bring it up if I feel like it. That's what I did on the other one. I might not do it on this one because these are pretty nice, and I might just cut out all these leaves and do that. So I'm going to do some serious cutting and I'll be right back. When I cut, I don't cut all the way to the end. I don't mind the black border. I think it adds a lot. So just cut around where you want, because he's wearing a fancy dark suit and this ties him in with it quite well. Fussy cut, I guess they call that. I like it. So what I want to do is, this should be pretty dry by now. I live in Tucson, so things dry out. Look how beautiful that looks right there. So, and this time I'm just going to put him in there like that. So that'll look really nice. I like it. And then I had the extra little leaves. You could even put those around, feeling a ball. And I might even put some around her. This way it's cohesive. If you do want something on one side, make sure you do a little something on it on another area. It makes it work better. So we'll put a few little leaves, and then we'll put her with a few little leaves. It's almost like playing with paper dolls. Or remember color forms? Kind of like color forms. I used to love color forms as a little girl. And I guess I still do, because I'm over here doing it. Basically, same idea. You know, artists just don't grow up, right? We just get older. So this is 3. 1, 2, 3. And I actually like this one to come down. So it's a single, so it's considered a 1. I'm counting that as a 1. And so, well, actually, this looks like a 3. 1, 2, 3, and then one down here. Then she needs a couple more. Bring the kids in and get them cutting. They love doing this. When I was a little girl, I used to love making a mess, and my uncle would say, "What a mess you're making," and my aunt would say, "Leave her alone." Okay, so now I'm just going to basically glue it down. So I'm going to use some of the Make It Art Perfect Card Adhesive. And I do like to lay these down, and I just put it in the middle myself, and then I put a weight on them. So, because these are a little, like I said, this cardstock is strong. So I just kind of put it in the middle, not near the edge, so it gets all messy. And then I'll just put a weight on it. Because these, like I said, they're very strong. Plus you can also handle them better. So I'm going to put this here and here. And then I'll put a couple of bottles. The bottles are handy, aren't they? See that? That's all it needs. A little weight. And then I'm going to get him. And do the same thing in the middle. And get my look. He's a little sassy. I give him a little, and I smush it a little bit. That helps smear it and get it in spot, but you can control the look. And what I'm going to do is get another, get some of my glossy accent bottle and put that down. And I'm going to use this bottle as well. So let's see, what else do I got lying around here? We'll use the, okay, so let that dry. Ordinarily, I just close this and let it dry, but I got a couple more things I got to put around the leaves. So I'm going to do these and fast forward so you'll see. Take off my weights. And then what I like to do is close the book. Oh, I forgot a glue one. Not in line. You want it out of the line. There we go. It's kind of falling down. And you could add more leaves or less leaves. This gets you the idea. So I'm going to close this book and let it dry. So I got all these beautiful elements to make many more pages. And don't throw any of this away. This all can be cut out and used for, let's say you did want the hat. You could cut out a hat for him, like that. But I always look for the line. You see how that line's in there? Maybe use it. Use it to your design element. See how it flows? I like that a lot. So I would cut that out. So it gives you an idea of things you can do with this beautiful series of the leaves and the couture. Now I'm going to trace out the design real quickly. And you can write on here anything you like. You could write happy birthday. And now you got a beautiful birthday card started. Just bring that around, join up your little outfit, give her a little bow. Maybe you want flowers on the side. You could do that. Let me just show you. Clean off my area because I'm a messy painter. So I'm just going to put a little of the Tangerine Dream down here. So I just want to show you how less is more sometimes. And you can just make flowers. Just dab. Just dab around. And you can see how this journal is great because you can work out your ideas and then come back and work again. Because sometimes it's really good to step back from what you're doing. Maybe I want a little bit of a flower here. She's tiptoeing through the tulips. Or these could be leaves, fall leaves for my fall couture. And then you might want one area to be a little bit bigger. And this is what's good about bouncing around your artwork. You can put a little line in here for her little sash of a belt. You can put it in pretty thick and get a nice shimmery look. And I kind of like to bring it up on the side here for her. So just put little, your leaves don't have to always be green. So, you know, I'm just trying to give you ideas of what you can do as a design artist. Because if your design is done well, it sings. It really sings. So you want to always remember to bring things up and over, maybe a little over. That what frames it. Shake, shake, shake. Hear that ball, and then put out a little green. Then just take the little green with that dirty brush. Start at the bottom because it'll be a little darker at the bottom. And this gives another layer. And it's like I said before, layers. That's what it's all about. And put some in her little bouquet. Just dots. You don't have to get crazy. Just little dots. Thinner as they come down. Look how that cascades. How lovely is that? And bring them into the dress. Don't be afraid. Go over. Makes people see the layers. They love that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Bring some down here. And how lovely is that? You could put a little cinnamon in. You could decorate your dress with flowers if you wanted to. You could do anything you want. I give you permission. I think that's very important. And if you're painting with others, tell them. You give them permission to do anything they want, because that's when the magic will happen. And if you think it, do it. Little centers here and there. Makes it automatic flower. And I'm just using the white. Just put a few little whiteness in here. It'll mix a little bit. It'll go over. It'll shine through. A little bit of a little light there. Maybe it's baby's breath. Just do little dotlets. It pops that area out for you. And voila. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry. And then I'm just going to flip you the page a little bit and just show you that you could do that on this page, do an outline. And this was all done with the spray, but if you look at the texture of that spray, it's really beautiful. And I used just the same colors, the yellow and the other. This is all dried out and all stuck down really well. So look how beautiful that is, and it adds dimension. Now, if this was a card, I might even use the Ranger foam tape that stands them out even more, and that would be pretty cool. And I love that. That looks really good. And this is the Dylusions Fall Couture. I hope you enjoyed it. And now if you need any help or any information, be sure to text me. You can get me on Facebook, and I'll be here also to answer questions for a while if you so inclined to ask. And it was really a pleasure to do this class with you. I hope you enjoyed it. Love you all. Bye.